18 years ago, you were born in a little country town. You were protected and safe, the world was okay around. Grow up, no perspective, you went to the military. Your body is totally hardened and ready. The deployment in distant countries in the service of your countries. The weapons are blessed, orders are given. You have to live with this burden, often wish you were the victim. See your killer every night again. Soldiers cry after the war. Soldiers cry at night after the fight.
Broadcasting to you from the heart of northern Minnesota and from the heart of the great country of Germany, you are listening to the best music-oriented podcast and web series on all of YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roger Radio Show. I, as always, am your host, Roger Radio, and today we have another special guest here joining us, and it is none other than Tim Pannek. Tim Pannek is one of the members of two bands, Neocracy and This Room is Alive. Here is some information for all of you about these bands. Starting with Neocracy. In the summer of 2020, Volker Pannek, Tim Pannek, father and son, and Franziska Stolze decided to record some songs just for themselves to pass the time of the pandemic in a meaningful way. The three of us are connected through various band projects and have a lot of live experience. And their goal was to create well-structured songs with a high recognition volume and to maintain the organic sound of the instruments. A name for this project was Neocracy, a wordplay for New Democracy. Neocracy was a former project of Volker, which has released 2 albums a few years earlier. The drummer for their album was the former drummer of that original band. In the first place, the songs were just written for themselves because in the current times there should be no illusions about gaining fame or an income in the music business. But in the studio, something wonderful happened. Every one of the 3 musicians has put so much heart and personal emotions into the songs that they maybe should be presented to a larger audience. Either way, they believe that music only works through emotions and personal experiences. The home of the band is Eisdorf, a small village in Saxony-Anhalt, Germany. Maybe you can help them to spread the word of their music as well. They would be very happy if you could give them some feedback on the album as well. Here is the information for This Room is Alive. This Room is Alive is a deathcore metal, modern metal band from Halle, Sally, that combines uncompromising brutality with precise songwriting. Their sound unites massive breakdowns, aggressive vocals, and dark atmosphere with a modern groove approach, direct, heavy, and no nonsense. Their new single, Irritable, the band delivers their most focused track to date, raw, powerful, and emotionally charged. The song embodies This Room is Alive's trademark, controlled escalation, catchy hooks, and maximum intensity. For fans of Emir, Slipknot, and Thy Room is Murder. And Tim, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm really looking forward to do this.
Yeah, hell
Let's
yeah,
talk about
man.
some music.
Hell yeah, indeed. And I will say this, as a diehard Slipknot fan myself, I really appreciated the song. The first song
thank you so much, man.
Yeah. The first song you guys heard is Guilt, which is from their second album, Who to Blame, for Neocracy's discography. Okay, so you live in Germany. What part of Germany would you say you're in?
It's like the eastern part, like the former German Democratic Republic. quite central of Germany, but more to the eastern side, behind the Iron Curtain, I guess.
Okay,
Former
I
Iron
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know my history all too well, so.
For sure, man. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like the quite rural side. So Eisdorf is like part of a let's say a little bit bigger village. Let's say about 10,000 people living there.
Oh, okay.
And Eisdorf maybe having like in the max like 1,000 inhabitants. So it's a really small community. But the next let's say a little bit bigger town is like Halle, and that's where I go to work, and I have my other project. This Room is Alive, and it's I guess around about 150 kilometers south of Berlin.
Okay.
That's mainly where we're from. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Really, really awesome indeed. So, when you're not doing music, what is a typical day like for you when you're not doing anything music-wise?
I guess I wake up at 6 a.m. and I drive to work, standing in waiting in a traffic jam for at least an hour as of now, unfortunately, due to some construction works on my way. And then I'm there up to like 6 p.m. usually, and after that I go home and I do music. So that's my life.
Okay. Yep, I totally get you, man. And
Yeah.
what would you say, like, when it comes to your family and your friends? What is your personality like? Like, are you an outgoing person? Are you quiet? How would you describe yourself?
I guess it depends on the situation. I mean, being the frontman for This Room is Alive and also the vocalist or second vocalist for Neocracy, I guess you have to be in some form outgoing and present for like the people you play live for, and I think that's a trademark I own. But in the private life, I try to keep it a little bit more laid back, and I usually try to, let's say, view things at first and then react on them. So that's my kind of reasonable behavior, I guess. And it's a combination of both. It depends on the situation. If you're on the stage, you go nuts. That's your job.
Okay, I totally get you. I totally get that. I'm usually that way all the time. I'm mostly outgoing, but there are some days where I'm just like kind of quiet and
Yeah. Okay.
So
I have to say, I watched a few of your podcasts, of your episodes. I really like them, especially the one about new metal. I guess it was from last year, and because that's my kind of music for sure. And you have a really outgoing personality. I love that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a pretty fun genre to talk about, to say the least, and especially the bands that we were talking about in that. And, me and my co-host, we're diehard Rage Against the Machine fans. We're diehard System of a Down fans. We actually just ended up reviewing their two albums, Mesmerize and Hypnotize. And let's just say that because of the contents of the music, that we had to age restrict it, obviously. So.
For sure, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So, your music career, what would you say it was that wanted you to become a musician? Like, what was the motivation behind you wanting to become a musician and start your bands?
Let's keep it short. Was the ladies? I mean, when you're 13 and you hit puberty and I think you have to look at something you want to do. Yeah, I mean it as a kind of a joke, but it, to a certain extent that was of course a reason. But I used to play soccer as a kid, and when I had to switch schools, I had a longer way to go to school and come back at home, and there wasn't enough time for that. And I said to myself, you have to do something to keep your head fresh and do something. And I was always attracted to music since my dad, who I play with in Neocracy, has always been doing music in our home, and he had bands since the the 70s, I guess. Like he started to play guitar when he was 13 too, and yeah, and at some point in time, you cannot go around that. So yeah, I said to myself, so yeah, or I asked my dad actually, what instrument is easier to learn? Is it bass or guitar? And he said, if you want to play them right, both are hard. And I said, okay, I guess I do bass from all the music videos I saw and live gigs of bands and all that. I think I could do that more fast and or learn it faster than guitar maybe. But I think we went to a friend of his who was a bass player and rented out my first Fender bass, and but it was it was not actually a Fender bass. It was something really cheap. And he said, before I buy you an instrument, I really want to make sure that you really want this, and you have to practice learning that, and let's see how it goes. And when he realized that I went to bed with the bass before going to sleep and still playing and then actually falling asleep while playing it. And he said, okay, I will buy you a bass and you can play that. Yeah. And yeah, it wasn't long after that I looked for bands to play in, and I learned bass actually through playing in bands. And later on, taught myself through like internet lessons and videos on YouTube how to improve your playing and all that. But the life experience was always the thing for me to put myself out. And not especially as a frontman in the first place, because I mean, as a bassist, you are the backbone of the band. You keep the groove. Your job is to be tight with the drummer, and that's something I really learned early. So with the ladies, that wasn't really happening. So I guess it was for me only to make music, and I got turned on by the groove and. Like I said earlier, so my first bands were always like in the new metal section, and as this music is groovy as hell, that was, I guess, the music I always stick to. So later being like, okay, I was playing bass now for 7-8 years, and I thought to myself, okay, maybe move a step forward and try to be like a singer or vocalist. I don't actually sing. I have a terrible voice, but I guess for screaming and rapping, it's enough. And that really went out well. And I'm a frontman now for a metalcore band. So okay.
Yeah, that's totally awesome, man. Like, you know, like I never played any instruments before myself. You know, like I tried playing the guitar at one point. Yeah. I tried playing the guitar at one point, but it's really, really difficult to learn, you know, unless if you have like the drive and whatnot. Like my grandfather, he was a guitarist himself. Like he played guitar, and I actually still have his guitar today. It's a old Epiphone that's about like at least maybe 60 years old.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep, and then
vintage.
Yep, it's a vintage, definitely. That's like my most prized possession, without a doubt. And then my dad, he had a tendency to wanting to start a whole collection or whatnot. I think in his lifetime, I think there was at least maybe 24 of them that he owned.
Oh, right. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we ended up having to sell some of his guitars off because my mom needed to pay off some debts and whatnot, we were able to keep some of them, and one of them that I was able to keep, and this was the one that I was very firm on wanting to keep, and it was my dad's Goldie Les Paul guitar.
All right. Yeah, that's cool, man. And I think when it comes to instruments, it's always an emotional connection, even if you don't play it yourself. It's a family matter in your case, yeah. So for sure, man, you cannot easily give this away. I think I have a collection of so many instruments I don't play anymore, but I would never have the heart to say, okay, yeah, take this and yeah, I don't know, burn it for sure. So that's not ever gonna happen. Yeah, so
yeah,
it's really tough.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I can't even imagine, you know. Basically for your music, who would you say were your biggest inspirations? Like the bands that you would say
Yeah.
inspired you to make the music that you make?
Right. So there's also like a fun little story for that. So um, I guess it was shortly before I started playing bass. I was like 11 or 10, 11, 10, 12, something in that corner. So I used to go. I used to read a lot of books as a kid, and I was always going to the public library in my hometown, and they also had this CD rack there, and in that during that time, I was really drawn to like today, I guess you would say old school hip hop. It would be Eminem and all that stuff, Dr. Dre, and all those kind of rappers. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always looked like for those kind of records, and then I saw the debut album from Limp Bizkit, actually, $3 Bill, y'all.
Yeah.
This was in a village library in Germany, and I was going in there as a little kid, and I said, okay, this looks kind of different. So I remember hearing the name a little bit before, but I said, okay, this looks like hip hop. It was the cover is like a graffiti or something, and I said, okay, maybe this is hip hop. And I took that CD with me, and you always keep it like for 3 or 4 weeks after you have to bring it back.
Yeah.
And I came home, put that in my computer, and the first track after the intro is like Pollution. I have been hooked from there on. So since I didn't know it was metal or new metal at first, so I was just shook. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, he's combining what I like, rap, like hip hop, yeah, with all the crazy metal and guitar work the rest of the band does, the groove of the drummer and the bass player. That was just fantastic. And I guess this was the band that actually drove me in the direction I am today. And I actually never changed from that on. It just got a little bit wider, the taste, like, or harder, maybe even like the deathcore aspect and metalcore aspect. So, of course, some of those bands came after that, but it always first started out with Limp Bizkit and then Korn after that, actually.
Oh yeah.
They also had the live CDs from the Family Values tours from '98 and '99 in this exact library. I don't know what kind of library that is, but they have awesome stuff there. And I said, okay, this is the music live, and I took that home too, and I said, okay, that's what you like from here on, I guess. So I looked those bands up on YouTube, watched their live performances from the '90s and the early 2000s, and I said, okay, this is crazy. The energy is like Woodstock '99 and the Family Values tour and all that stuff. This is just awesome that you can drive so many people with music and get them to jump and to move. Of course, Woodstock '99, I guess, went downhill from Limp Bizkit performance, but all in all, this music is groovy and it gets people to move, and that's everything I always draw my inspiration from. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I myself, I'll be honest with you, I'm not much of a Limp Bizkit guy. I never really cared about their music, but they were pretty impactful when it came to like the late '90s setting. And don't forget, Ed, Fred Durst, the same guy, your guy,
Yeah.
he was the one who, at Woodstock '99, told everyone to not chill the fuck out. And
Right.
as a result of what he said, Woodstock '99 ended up becoming like one of the biggest disasters in music history because of everything that had happened during that
That's
incident.
really fucked up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I mean that's history, man, and I guess they are old now. So
Yeah.
from his birth year, he could be my dad. Like, can't say. Yeah, I guess he chills a little bit more now. But yeah, during that time, people were different. The music was different, and it was something new and innovative. And I think that's always cool about music. If you keep pushing limits and boundaries, right? So
Yeah.
if you make something new, I listen to a lot of stuff, like totally different genres and styles of music. But this is always the red line between it, you know. Like
Yeah.
I always go back to this. So if I'm having a bad day, I know what to put on. It's always in that area.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I will say this, like, for Korn, I thank you for that. I thank you for that. I am a huge diehard Korn fan, and
For sure.
I love Jonathan Davis. He's one of my favorite singers, without a doubt. And they're just still continuing, man. They're still going strong, and they
Yeah.
have not once changed their style. You know,
Yeah.
heck,
It's
my
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead, man.
I think like they changed their sound during the time of being, but I mean they make music for over 30 years now, and the production quality changes, and that's just natural, yeah. But they always have their formula, and they keep true to that, and that's always something I appreciate. But they always took a little path left and right where they tried to experiment a little bit more. Like if I remember correctly, they did a complete album with some dubstep producers in 2010 and 11, and those are crazy songs, yeah. And I have that CD over here, so I still listen to that stuff because I think that's great. And you always have to, I guess, widen your abilities and the stuff you want to try out.
Yeah, I think probably. I think when it came to Jonathan Davis, the one thing that almost felt kind of out of step, but in a cool kind of way, was when he appeared on one of Tech Nine's songs in 2016.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you've heard that song, but it was basically like, it wasn't, the music itself was kind of a little hip hop-ish, but you could hear more of the new metal in it because there was like something that, you know, like the beats that they use in hip hop songs, but those were straight up drums. And that I was like really blown away at that. That was a good tune.
For sure, man. I heard that when it came out, and I think I remember it. And that's always great. If you do hip hop with real instruments, it's always great. If it's done right, and so many bands profit from this genre, sometimes even without knowing it. And that's so cool. And it's such a groovy music, and you can dance to it. And if music gets your head banged, that's okay. Then it's good music.
I will say this for Korn one last time is like, my dad listened to a little bit of them, but what made him fall in love with them was their cover version of Another Brick in the Wall.
Yeah.
Because my dad was
same with my dad. Same with my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad was such a huge Pink Floyd fan, and he was like, are you telling me that even bands today can make badass covers? And I was like, if it's done the right way. Look at Limp Bizkit with their version of Behind Blue Eyes.
Yeah, or even Faith, like for the George Michael cover. That's so crazy, right? To take a song like Faith and do it complete way around. Yeah, so that's crazy. And if done right, as you said, that's always cool to go. And keep it in your own style. Your music has your own trademark and your own stamp on it. So stay true to that.
Yep, without a doubt. My co-host, I know he's a huge King Crimson guy. Like, he's really into the progressive rock stuff and like all the bizarre, weird shit that you could hear on there. And Frank Zappa's like one of the best, biggest examples right there. We were just reviewing a album of that was done by them in '66, and I was like, to say that he is unique would be an understatement.
Yeah, for sure. That's another kind of art. What they did in those let's say early years, in music is so innovative and so inspiring for everything that happened after that. So many artists. You and I, like, they draw so much inspiration from those roots, and that's it's interesting to see how it's being kept alive over so many decades in another DNA, let's say, right? So that's always something that fascinates me about music.
Yeah, we ended up reviewing his album Joe's Garage, And remember, this was long before the parental advisory sticker was put on there.
Yeah.
Imagine if they would have ended up enacting that in the 60s. Frank Zappa would have had to have it on every single album he had released.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So many songs and albums from the 60s or even from the 50s have been so overtly sexual and like today, I guess you would say, okay, this is racist or this is sexist or whatever, and you put a stamp and I don't know the English word for it, what you put behind or before the mouth or in front of the mouth of dogs, like
oh yeah,
for security, right? So so that's what you do for humans today with those stamps, and I think that's bullshit. It's art. Listen to that and form your own opinion and don't hurt anybody else, and then it's fine. So
yeah, and even then, like despite it being the 50s and 60s where they really pushed the boundaries, when hip hop came into play with NWA and 2 Live Crew,
yeah, for sure.
You know, and then not to mention there was Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. You know, they did push a little bit of the boundaries, especially with Tupac with his song "Hit 'Em Up" and
That's where it all started. So the hip hop beefs and all that stuff. So when they were getting at each other's throats and I guess. But I think, in my opinion, keep it with the music and don't take it to the streets, right?
Yeah. Just keep it to the music, man. Keep it to the music, without a doubt. All right, so I figured let's talk a little bit about the music of your band Neocracy and the music videos you made. Obviously, I've listened to your guys' music. Your father, really great on the guitar. You adding a little bit of that complimentary singing to your lead singer. She's awesome as hell, too.
Thank you, man. I will tell her that.
Yeah, but I was going to say, what is she like a family friend of yours or... What is she to you?
Yeah, you could say that. She is. My father, he played in a cover band where they first met. So she was the singer for this cover band, and he played guitar there. And they were like booked for birthdays, weddings, and community fests and festivals and all that stuff. And they were playing everything from the 50s to the 2000s and modern, like top 40 music, I guess. And he said in 2019, he asked me first if we want to try to play some music together, because he had written some riffs on his guitar that he wanted to like put in song form, I guess. And when we did like 3 or 4 songs, he asked me who could sing for this, and then it was really it was fast that we thought both the same thought, like okay, let's ask Franzi. She has a beautiful voice for every style of music, and the first songs we wrote ended up being on Pure Organic, like the first album here.
Yep, I see it.
Right, and because those were combining different styles of music. Like there is folk, there is a little bit of swing in it, there is rock, metal, a little bit of hip hop too. So I guess she's the only person I know who can do everything of that. So we tried to involve her, and she was definitely on board. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Really, really awesome indeed. And so I also wanted to talk to you about your drummer too. Was he a recommendation from a friend, or were you guys doing like auditions?
So we had different drummers on the different recordings. Actually, in Neocracy, there's no fixed drummer for it. So
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately not, because we know some, of course, and in the music video for Sleep Awake, you might have seen that.
Yep, I have.
In this movie theater, yeah.
Yeah.
The drummer there is the drummer from my other band. This Room Is Live.
Oh, okay.
So I asked him to take a spot in this music video because we didn't have a drummer full time for this band, and the guy who played drums on the CD is a good friend from my father, and so he did only the recording, but he couldn't take part in the videos. And after that, we also for the second album booked another drummer who is a good friend of mine from an earlier band I had in school. And actually, that's kind of funny. He is a jazz drummer, professional jazz drummer in Würzburg, Germany. He studied jazz drumming. He's a godlike drummer. And he was taught drumming. He took drum lessons by the same guy who also gave drum lessons for the drummer of System of a Down.
You're kidding!
No, I'm not. This guy,
Wow.
This guy lives in Halle. He lives 15 kilometers from me away. The drum teacher for Dolmayan, I guess that's the name of the drummer from System of a Down. John Dolmayan or something like that.
Let me take a look for you. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. My co-host would be really interested in hearing that part because my co-host, he is a diehard System of a Down guy. The only songs that I really like, the song Toxicity from him, that's actually my alarm.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yep, let's see here. John Dolman. Or Dolmayan or something like that, yeah.
It's Armenian. I can't tell you how it's pronounced, but yeah, that's the guy who took the drum lessons there too.
Okay,
because the drum teacher from my old drummer is also from Armenia, and they moved during the Cold War times, I guess, to the eastern part of Germany, and because they were involved in the military here, and he was a professional drummer, and in his home country he gave the lessons to John, I guess.
That's really
crazy
awesome,
stuff, man. Yeah.
Right, like you sometimes like you never know what really fully happens, you know, like when you come across like certain people and all of a sudden you're like, wow, he really did get that big. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the world is such a small place, man. I was shook too when I heard that, because I was listening to System of a Down because before I got to meet him, and he was just casually dropping this when we were rehearsing with our old band. And this guy always also taught this. And I said, what? that's one of the greatest bands ever, and this guy and this guy, and that's crazy. And I'm so glad that he took part of drums in our second album, because he's just a pro and always so nice to work with. So a huge shout out to Konrad Patzig, who is the drummer on the second album. That's a great guy.
Yeah, big shout out to him too, man. Really big shout out. I know that a while back, earlier this year, there was a musician from the UK who I did interview, and she did end up doing a performance at the Isle of Wight Festival recently.
Yeah, okay.
Yep,
That's great.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, she's building up a cult following. I wish her all the best, and
for sure, man.
Yep, and to say that her genre, she's trying to form a new genre, so to speak, is how I would pronounce it. Like a little bit of country and 90s rock is how you would pronounce it. So
best music ever made.
Right?
Yeah, to combine it is just natural. Okay, you might send me the name of her or her project.
Natalie Hills, Nat Hills.
Nat Hills. Okay.
Yeah, but I have her. I can hook her up with you or something like that if she wanted to do some of that rock and rollish stuff,
For sure.
Yeah, and besides, I know if there's one thing I know, you Europeans are always looking to make collaborations.
For sure, man. Yeah.
So
I guess the Germans not always, because we're kind of it's a.
I got you.
Yeah, you know what I mean, but not everyone is the same.
Yep, I got you. I hear you loud and clear, man. So, obviously, going back to the drummers that you all had for the rotating, were you guys ever at one point looking to find a permanent member for the drums?
Yeah, I guess at the beginning that was the case, but after so many like discussions about who could be it and who should do it, there was another point that in time when we said, okay, because Neocracy started out as a COVID project actually, so
Ah,
it started in 2019 with those ideas Volker had with the guitar riffs and all that for the few songs. But shortly after that, so it was summer 2019, and like in February the next year, you couldn't do shit. So yeah, there was nothing to do, and we said, okay, maybe we keep it a studio project, so we can focus on writing music, making music. Everyone has his or her own band. Like I have This Room Is Live, right? So
yes.
my father and Franzi, they have another cover band where I'm also taking part in, and with what we are playing live and doing the shows. So we at a certain point of time we stopped looking for a drummer. Yeah, so we tried to keep it in a studio and focus on writing the music we like, and to be creative and experiment in a certain way with different styles and genres to make something new and to make the best music we can together. So since we are all involved in other band projects, we said, okay, let's do it live with them. Yeah, so I focus on This Room Is Live, and the other two have their cover band. I'm also helping out in that cover band, and everyone knows everyone, and we have our projects, and they are older than Neocracy, and we said, okay, let's do Neocracy as a studio project for that what we like, and yeah, I think that's it. And with the two albums we produced, we're very happy, and we said, okay, that's something you can show people, that's something you can be proud of, because everything has been done from our hearts, and we did it all ourselves, and I think no one can take this from you. And 2020 to 22 was a hella crazy time, and I said, okay, that's our, I guess, testament for that. So this band, this project is what will always remind us of this time and what was going on there, and with us or with the world, right? So
Yeah, and we can attest to that, because at the time when the pandemic happened, or when it started, I was still in school at Bemidji State, which is about 60 miles northwest of where I'm at right now. And and I was still on spring break when all of a sudden the World Health Organization says COVID-19 is a global pandemic now, and it just fucked everything up so bad.
Right.
And like I literally had to quit or withdraw from classes because of it, you know. And not to mention, in addition to the pandemic, there was like all of the fucking chaos that was going on here at the time too. And it was sparked in Minneapolis, which is here in my home state, because of what happened with George Floyd. And it was just complete, utter chaos.
Yeah, there was so much going on, and I guess everywhere. So here was crazy stuff happening. I couldn't even imagine what was going on in the US during that time, but I
trust me, you did not want to be here at that time.
I guess so, yeah.
You know, it was just beyond insane, without a doubt. The only thing that I was able to do to cope with it all was something called marijuana, Doom Eternal, and music.
That's a great combination, man.
It is, and considering that like I was pretty much self-isolated, if you will, in my bedroom like the entire time, and I needed to figure out a way to cope with it, get through it.
Yeah, for sure. Did you have your podcast back then already?
No, I didn't. I wasn't doing anything at that particular time. I started this podcast in February of last year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and I pretty much started doing it as kind of like a side thing, because I was a radio DJ here in Rapids for about 3 years, and I wanted to do something like as my own thing,
Yeah, for sure.
And this radio station that I volunteered at, we worked with a lot of independent musicians and bands, and I figured incorporate that into this podcast, you know. So and so far,
That's
you're,
cool.
yep. So my first interview that I ever did is with my friend Goozy, is what his the nickname is. Big shout out to you, Goose, and he is a UFC fighter now.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Octagon.
had his first ever fight, and I was actually one of the earlier people that interviewed him. And he wanted to go back then. He was still trying to figure out like how to do public speaking, and he wanted to look back on the podcast on the episode to be like, what could I have done more better? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, this and that. And in my defense, though, it was kind of short because he had a lot of stuff he had to do at that time. So he was still in Vegas, I think, when I interviewed him.
All right. So yeah, that's crazy, man. But I think that helps to to get a practice at public speaking for
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
And
and I really, so hats off to you. I really really appreciate people like you doing this, because like small bands like mine don't have. And you wrote that mail my father sent to you, right, from
Yep.
Neocracy earlier. So there's nearly no I guess easy way. It's never easy, but no real way to get more known, to get the word out about what you're doing, what's your vision for music, for art, for your band. And we're always so grateful to have the possibility to talk on a podcast like this, do an interview, or even if a magazine or blog reviews what you have done. That's always so cool to see. And yeah, we're so thankful for that. So hats off to you for having me again, right?
yeah, and I thank you, man. I really appreciate it, like from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that.
For sure, man.
Thank you.
For sure.
You know, and obviously, like I said, like there's so many great bands that are out there, you know, that I feel do deserve like a bit of the spotlight. Like find these guys, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
look
That's
at-
what I wanted to say. 90% of them you will never get a listen to, because
Yeah.
you don't see them, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, look, we have a couple bands here, local bands here in Grand Rapids, where I live right
Yeah.
now, and they are like they have a big. They're one of them is like they're not a huge band by any stretch, but they're like a pretty big act here, and they're called Twist of Fate. And
Okay.
the guitarist for that band is actually he's the father of one of my friends from school.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And then there's another band called the Wild Horses. Big shout out to you guys. And they have a very huge following. Even one of the music events that we have here in early June every year, that's their event.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're a local band, you always have to know or think of ways to like play live and find a club. So at least you're in Germany, and I guess from what you're saying, it's the same there too. And so bands and small bands like us are starting more and more to organize their own shows, their own festivals, and their own come-togethers, because you can ask like 50 clubs, and maybe one of them will even get back to you just saying, okay, sorry, yeah, we're booked out for the next 2 years. Try again later. And that's really bad for the local band scene. But I think if someone takes the time to appreciate what even small everyday people doing in music or art in general, that's always the best thing you can do, because there's no other way to do it better.
Yep, without a doubt, man. Like even then, like looking at some of these some of this music, you know, and when I volunteered at my old radio station, a lot of the music I never even heard of before, and I actually started becoming a huge fan of some of these bands. You know, like for example, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. I became a fan of them because of my old radio station. And I am actually the only one who got a picture with him because they were headlining Riverfest here in town in 2023.
Okay.
And that was
It's
my
a it's
first
a
music event that I volunteered at as a roadie.
okay, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It's a crazy band name. Can you say that again? I just got the half of it.
Jason Isbell and the 400 unit.
All right, that sounds badass, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
like it's literally the same one. It's literally their name, you know. So
Yeah, for sure.
the the
That's
one
an easy
thing
way,
that
but
the one thing I found so ironic about all of it is that his wife at the time, Amanda Shires, was also headlining that same event. Then 3 months later, they divorced.
okay.
And I was like, I was looking back on it. I was like, what the fuck?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened, man? I know I had nothing to do with it, so
Sometimes stuff goes down.
yeah. But in their defense, it was like because of their touring schedule and not getting to spend time together, you know, a whole lot.
Probably, yeah, yes. So
And
I think
then,
if you're on the road, that's always tough for relationship.
yeah, another key figure that I also got a chance to meet was Sarah Gerozo, who is another great, fabulous singer. And then last year, like at the last Riverfest that we had, there was a musician who's from Duluth, which is about 60 miles east of us, and
Yeah.
his name is Alan Sparhawk. A big shout out to him. There was he had this album that he released about a couple years ago where he ended up altering his voice and it made it sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks by an AI form. And
Okay.
the music sounded so odd. I was like, is this what feels like to have your brain melt? And to add insult to injury, that was the first song that he started with because of what I mentioned to him. And I was
All right,
like,
that's cool,
I
man.
looked at him, I was like, he's fucking trolling me.
Yeah. Now maybe, but I guess if you have yeah, if you get the joke, I think that's a cool way to get a really different approach to music.
Right.
I'm just having this in my head as you have described it. It's just crazy.
It was insane. And the whole entire Riverfest was chaotic because it kept pouring and then it would stop. And then 10 minutes later, it would start raining again. Like it was,
Yeah.
to say it was a very odd day would be an understatement. We had another musician from Toronto, I know Jeremy Albino, whose flight got delayed because of some issues with the plane or like you know the scheduling. So they
Yeah.
didn't even have time to go to the dressing room. So he immediately had to change right in front of us, and he looked at me and said, "What should I wear? Should I wear this? Should I do that? Or what?" And I said, "Hey, you do you, man. You do you."
Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
Okay, that's
And then
crazy.
another headliner also I gotta remember her name. I know I had it on the top of my head, but she's another great musician, and she's actually on the board of directors for Farm Aid, and actually knows Willie Nelson and Dave Matthews pretty closely, and I'm a fan of
Okay,
them.
that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, without a
The
doubt.
people you get to know, man, that's really crazy. That's
It,
that's what
it,
I meant earlier. Small world, right?
Small world indeed, yeah, without a doubt. All right, so I have obviously have checked out your music videos for Neocracy, and I gotta say there must have been a whole lot of production that was put into them, and they came out great.
Thank
Exactly
you.
how much would you say it cost to put all of them together, or were they just done for free?
I know what's really cool about this. My neighbor, he's sitting like 20 meters behind those walls behind me.
Oh, okay.
He's a photographer and videographer, and we're really tight friends. And he did nearly all the music videos for Neocracy, and because we know each other so well, it was, I guess, I don't know, for sure a three digit sum. It's for all videos in total. It's really great from him for the help. So because when he has something where he needs help, technical help, or he needs a drive to somewhere or whatever, then I'm also always there to help. So it's give and take, you know.
Yeah,
So that's how we did it. And for him, because he is also doing this it's a hobby for him, and he has another job too. So he also says, okay, I'm doing a music video, and for me, this is promotion for my work too. Like if I do it correct and cool and good, and if you mention my name, so by the way, shout out to Clemens Meyer, for the craziest and best videos ever made. So then it's good publicity for him too, right? So
oh yeah, it's helping him out tremendously, and it's adding to his resume and portfolio.
Right.
You
And
know?
we had a beer last a few days ago, and we're talking about those old videos actually, and I said, man, you went such a big step and such a long way. His videos now, he's doing like advertising for small companies here in the region, like trailers and all that, social media videos, Instagram reels, and all that stuff, for like an ice cream shop and many other projects, and also for some rap videos for rap artists here from the region. And this is always really cool, and he went such a long way, and always with every work he did, he became better, and you see that in his videos, and that's so cool. He also did all the band photos, the pictures for Neocracy, all the stuff for This Room Is Alive. It's the same. It's always the same guy.
Yeah.
And we have a close bond, so that's all just mutual, right?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta have that, you know. I mean, he's
Sure.
helping you guys out promote your music, and you guys are promoting his portfolio and all that. And as a
Right.
graphic design student myself, who actually has training in video editing, I really appreciate it.
You know how it is then, right?
Yep, without a doubt. It could be stressful, but somebody's got to do it.
Sure, man. If I think about, I'm doing some of that stuff myself, right? So when it comes to trailers or teasers for singles, for releases or whatever, on the social media, I try to do that myself, because nowadays everybody can have a phone, everybody can do a video of your band performing,
Yep.
and right, you have a million apps that help you doing that, and for some smaller stuff like this, no problem at all. I can do that too, but or at least in my way, it's also not professional, but I think it fits the mood for the band. So, but for a really high quality production, I know who to call. So that's always good to know.
Yep, it really is, without a doubt.
Especially when it comes to like creative ideas. And so I'm a musician, right? I know how a song works. I know what I want to hear. He has the ability to know what people want to see. So that's a combination, right?
Yep, that really is.
And for me, it's always hard to think of like a music video concept that isn't embarrassing to put out, right? So
right.
I'm not an actor. I don't know how to act in a music video with a story or anything. So he came up with certain ideas and always asked, Matt, what about doing it this way or this way? What's the song about? What do you want to? What message do you want to put out with the song? And maybe then this image could fit, and this storyline could fit, and maybe do it this way and this way. And do you have a way to decorate some backgrounds or whatever? So that's what he brings to the table, and that's awesome.
Yep, it is. And even then, like, I guarantee you probably the most challenging thing would have to be if you're making a concept album or a rock opera, because you want to make sure it's fully structured out.
Right.
Now, my co-host on this podcast, he has ambitions himself to be a musician too. And he already has like a whole rock opera that has already been made. And some of the principles, I would say, for his influences would be King Crimson.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you said that earlier, right? It's a guy with the hat?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep, and if it makes you feel any better, he's mostly German too, so.
Okay,
of German ancestry, you know, so.
Right. You have Danish ancestry, right?
Yep, Danish. Yep, I'm mostly Norwegian, Finnish, some Danish, and then I'm also Indian because of my mom's side.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but without a doubt, I'm pretty much like a mix of everything, if
Yeah,
is how I would pronounce it. But hey, what are you gonna do, right?
for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now getting back to your song "Sleep Awake," and I'll be honest, like it feels like it was such a great single to start with. Like make your official introduction for at least this version of Neocracy and the
Yeah.
movie theater setup. I was like, you'd figure like I actually thought it would get more grown in there, and then yeah, then it ends with the one guy just
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, right. So that's what I mean with stories. So we had this concept or this idea of him being like, let's say a pimp or something. Like
Yeah,
he has those two girls with him, yeah, who are also friends of mine, and he is a good friend of mine, and he always helps if you ask him. So
yeah,
he doesn't make any music, but he loves to be around when a band is partying, when they are rehearsing, when they are playing live or whatever. He always comes to the show. So that it was really great that he helped us, and he said, what I have to be an actor? No. And I said, you can do it. It's not hard. You just have to, because he is training really hard for muscles, right? He's like let's not
bodybuilder.
say bodybuilder, but he's doing that. Yeah, so he's really ripped. And I said, okay, we need someone like you who is like such a cliche, let's say it like
You
this way,
have the
not in
most
a
find the most cliche thing you can do, and
right, but in the best way possible. So and my father, he the coat this guy wore in this video, this is actually from my grandpa, because my father saw that when he was visiting his parents, and
yeah,
he said, okay, I need this coat because this looks pimp as fuck.
yeah.
So and we need this for the video, right? So he took it, and yeah, we made this fun little story around it. And my father was working in the facility of this movie theater at this time, and we had the opportunity to to shoot a video there. Fortunately, with the owner of the movie theater, he is a close friend,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's really cool. Also, the like this is I guess in America you would say it's a mall where this movie theater is. It's a really
Yep, a
great shopping
mall.
center. Yeah,
Yep, it's a
and
mall.
there's this movie theater, and there are all those little shops, and it's a really big complex. And the also funny thing is, like, the cover art for this
Yep.
for Pure Organic. This was drawn by hand from the security guy from this mall. And it's all the people you know, right? So what we
Yep.
are talking about earlier, that's so cool to have in or to know so many people with so many talents.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you never know who you run into, and all of a sudden you see, this person has a certain talent for this or that, and maybe we
For
could
sure.
ask them to come help and all that. And that's what I love about like some of these bands is like, yeah, you could find like everyone's strengths, and then you would also
Right.
know like their weaknesses if they can't do this one thing too.
Yeah, for sure. You have to know that, and you have to communicate openly about it, and to get the best product to that you can possibly form out of everything, every talents the people have. So you have to
Yeah.
know this, and you have to talk about it.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And now getting back to the jacket where you said that it's pimp as fuck. I have a
Yeah.
jacket that's from it's called the Duluth Trading Company, which is like a store in Duluth, and I have a jacket that literally looks like it's a pimp coat.
Yeah, for sure. That's so boss.
Yeah, it really is.
You always need this fedora with like the feather and that stuff in
Yeah,
combination.
I
That's
have a fedora, but I gotta get a feather.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I hardly wear it because, like, obviously I would not be able to because of these headphones. So,
Yeah, for sure. It's
and
not
I don't,
easy.
yeah, and I don't even know if I could even. Uh, I don't think I could really connect my Bluetooth earbuds to my microphone, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah. The technical aspect is always. I'm so happy this is working today for me.
Yeah. Well, we had a couple glitches, but hey, what are you
Yeah,
gonna do,
I
right?
mean,
So,
Germany and I guess Minnesota, right?
yep, Minnesota.
It's a distance, right?
Yeah, a real good distance, and there's a whole lot of us Nordics that are up here, and a
Yeah.
lot of us Finns as well. So,
Yeah, sure. Have you
alrighty.
ever been to Finland?
No, but there is a lot of them places that I really want to go to because they look beautiful out there.
It is. I was there. I had the honor to be there. It's a really, really, really beautiful country.
Yeah. No, I will say this though, I do love the European chicks out there. It's something about their accents that I love. I don't know what it is.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me, So I know that I can't remember. So my great grandma on my dad's side, she's from Eveleth, which is about 60 miles north of us. And her parents, I know, immigrated here to America from, I believe that it's pronounced Hauswa.
Okay. Where's that?
In Finland.
Ah. Okay.
Yep. If I remember correctly, that's how it's pronounced. So.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, my great grandpa on my dad's side, they came from Denmark, but they're mostly Nordics. And then, my other great grandparents on my grandpa's side from my dad, and they one side came from Norway, and then it turns out the other side came from the UK.
Yeah.
Which that part I did not know.
Okay, that's crazy. So the US is such a melting pot for nations, right? So
yeah, well, we are considered like the land of opportunity or whatnot. And remember, there was like that whole migration of immigrants coming to Europe or coming to America from Europe in the early 20th century. So
yeah,
I can't even imagine how much of a bitch it was to process everyone like one by one.
Yeah. Isn't it Ellis Island in New York, right?
Ellis Island's in New York. Yep.
Yeah. I think that's crazy.
It is, without a doubt. All right, so we are at the 1 hour mark right now. We're gonna take a quick short break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We shall be right back.
On me in a dream and I lie awake. Can't feel nothing, still I hesitate to expel my soul to another place. Dream away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, after a long, stressful day, sometimes it's just good, relax, and just enjoy the weekend while you can. In this case, for me, music-wise, honestly, I have to enjoy my weekend by just sitting back and having me some Post Malone Oreo cookies right here. Now this here I've never tried before, but because I'm musically inclined, I have to try these. Holy fuck, that actually looks good. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. It looks like a reverse Oreo cookie, but it's almost like it went halfway and they still didn't go back ever. Might as well give this a try. That looks incredible. Well, cheers. Are you an independent musician or band that's looking to be interviewed and to promote your music? If so, contact me via social media or email today. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Radio here, along with my special guest, Tim Pannek, and welcome back to the Roger Radio Show, the best music-oriented podcast and web series on all of YouTube. That shows how really egotistical I am when I say that. How are you doing so far?
You have to have some self-confidence, man.
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't be doing it without it. So
exactly.
I'm doing good.
I had that same energy when I was on the air, and I still brought all that energy here, man.
Yeah,
And
you have to, man.
aside from that, man, how are you doing so far?
I'm really doing great, man. Thank you again for having me. It's such an honor and pleasure to talk to you. So
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I will say this, the whole time we've been doing this, I can't help but notice you have The Shining right there.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, that's such a great movie.
Yeah,
Always been a fan.
Yeah, I obviously, I'm not much into The Shining, but it's a great film. But I am a Stanley Kubrick guy. Like I've watched The
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket. My co-host introduced me to A Clockwork Orange, and I was like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck am I watching here?" You know?
Yeah, for sure. Or even Space Odyssey,
Oh,
2001.
yep, 2001: A Space Odyssey, without a doubt.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that movie really, really was a major turning point for the sci-fi genre. You know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't know if you can see it, but the poster here, that's next to The Shining is just Rocky Balboa. So
Yeah, my boy. Yep, our boy Rocky Balboa, man. Like
Right,
Sylvester
right.
Stallone, man. He's still kicking it, dude. And I
For
think,
sure.
yeah, I don't know who would win in a wrestling match or a fighting match between him and Chuck Norris.
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, as of today, probably him.
Right. I could just imagine the jokes that were coming out after Chuck Norris passed, saying Chuck Norris once defeated Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, he was the only man that Rocky Balboa could not defeat.
Right.
Yeah, and then I see
that's for sure.
Fallout there also.
Yeah,
The characters from Fallout. I have a friend from back home who's a huge Fallout guy. I don't know if you ever looked this up, but there is the number station from Fallout 3. You know, where this one station that would recite like something random and then dates. And they said that the number's supposed to represent a date. And they said that Fallout 3 might have actually predicted Gary Coleman's death.
Okay, man, that's crazy. I'm hearing that for the first time ever. And
Yeah,
I'm a huge Fallout nerd, man.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can look
crazy.
it up, man. It's a kind of scary to say. Like, if you find the right information on YouTube, man, and all of a sudden you go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, man. I think you can spend a whole weekend for something like this. Crazy, man. No, I'm a huge Fallout nerd. So
Yeah.
I played all the games, even those that came out when I was born, like the isometric view from above, and which is only pixels and all that stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
I love the whole franchise. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane indeed. Maybe Fallout could be an inspiration for a song.
It always has been in the past. So
Oh,
when I
okay.
was writing lyrics and for This Room Is Alive, for example, here and there, I if it should sound badass and if I have a certain topic in mind, I usually use something from this story as a metaphor for the lyrics. And,
There was an album that my co-host and I reviewed a while back, and it was the Deer Hunters' new album Sunya, and I was like looking at that whole entire story, like the story is supposed to be about the Indigo Child or something like that, and it looks like a wasteland-like setting, and I was like, I'm wondering if their lead singer was influenced by Fallout, because it does have that Fallout-esque touch to it.
probably it has a huge community. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. So there was a song that I've listened to from Neocracy, and it was Respect. And what struck me the most about that was the banjo. And
Right.
whose idea was it to include that? Because a banjo in a heavy metal song?
It's crazy, right? For sure, it was my dad's idea to take the banjo to the studio. He had both of us. We're actually also big country music fans. So actually, for a German guy, yeah. So we love this Americana music and
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
so-
bluesgrass like influence to it too.
yeah, right. And we said, okay, I don't know. Okay, I can't remember what came earlier, the main riff for the guitar or even the little banjo lick. I don't know what he started out with, but I think it was the regular like instrumentation, and we added the banjo after that. But yeah, he has this banjo, I guess, like for the last 30 years in his basement, and he played it when he first bought it, and it never happened again. So he said, I still have this thing here, and maybe why don't use it in a song? And it might fit in this one because there is this guitar lick, and he translated this to the banjo, right? Yeah, that's how it came to be, and it had this country feeling, and we loved it.
Yeah, so. It sounded really nice, and I've never played the banjo before, but it's kind of like an instrument that I honestly would take up.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's great.
And I'm from an area, like a rural area, because Grand Rapids, where I'm in right now, it's about 10,000, and it's kind of like a rural setting. I could probably just grab a lawn chair, put it out there, wear some denim bibs, and then just be like this the whole time.
For sure, man. That's the whole redneck feel, man. I love it.
Yeah. And there is a lot of us rednecks over here. I don't dress like it, but I am a straight up redneck when it comes
it's
to
always a mindset thing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also listened to Torment. I loved that song and the music video, like that underground setting, like that one tunnel. It almost reminded me of, for some reason, a bit of Phantom of the Opera, but if Saw was included because of the one guy chained up and shit.
Yeah. So that's also shot by our neighbor, my neighbor Clemens, and yeah, my father had the idea of doing this storyline because the song is about stalking and a certain experience Franziska had in her past, and so we know this guy. Also, huge shout out to him. He also helped us with like acting in videos, and he is such an outgoing person. We always compare him to Klaus Kinski. Do you know the actor?
Yep, I believe so. Yeah.
German, blonde hair, and in every interview he always was this close to slap the interviewer, so because he was always raging, always on cocaine and all that stuff. So this guy has like this this outgoing nature in himself, and we just naturally knew for this position as playing the stalker in this video, he's the perfect choice, and he was on board the first time we asked, so he said, yeah, for sure, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Put me in chains, cover me in artificial blood, and let's do it.
Yeah. I will say this, it did, like, just how it was edited, it did look like the hooks were in there, and that was a pretty nice detail, I'm good at video editing, but I don't know if I could really go that far with it, because I've had my ups and downs with video editing and whatnot. I just know how to throw this in here, throw that in there, and it's basically like the easy shortcut way is how I would pronounce it.
But I mean, afterwards I always find some things that I would maybe in the after that I would have done different, maybe to make it even better, or more moved and with more motion in it. So but all in all, it's what we have done in that time, and I think that's fair to say it's a cool video, and we always really like the outcome of it. So, and huge thanks to everyone who helped to make it happen, because the drummer in this one is even another person who is playing with us in this cover band. He plays the drums there. Yeah. And he helped out for the video too, and learned the song actually. And we always are really thankful if people are going this far to help us out with this.
Hell yeah, man. Without a doubt. Big shout out to everyone. You guys are making a huge difference for Tim and his band, and we thank you. Thanks
so much. Yeah, right.
Yep. I was going to say, I know that kind of going back on it, with the different drummers and whatnot, it's like you have like this rotating cast thing. Like, look at the Alan Parsons Project, for example, one of my all-time favorite bands. They
Yeah.
have two official members, but they have like a rotating cast for like every song. So
Yeah, so it's
kinda
like hired guns, right? So you
Mhm.
have a job for someone, and if it works, if everyone knows what everyone has to do to make it happen, to make a vision happen, and to be if everyone wants to be a part of it, then great, let's go for it. So
Yeah.
that's always the mindset we try to keep.
Yep, absolutely, without a doubt. All right, so the next song that I also wanted to talk about was Revenge. And I'll be honest with the music video. Whose idea was that for the AI
That was
stuff?
mine. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You know what AI is going to do to the music industry?
I know. Yeah, we tried to. It was a time when everyone did it, and yeah, we also had this vision of a story behind it, like this jail scenery, and us three switching between all those like versions of ourselves, and with all the red hair and all that the blood, sweat, and tears that go in there. And yeah, for sure it's AI, but yeah, I don't know. I my school of thought in regarding AI, if you use it to like underline what you're wanting to spread, and if your
Yeah,
catalog also exceeds AI, and if your music exceeds AI, I think why not use it? So it can help to be creative, and it can also help to like I guess let people talk about it. So such as we are doing now.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I know that there was like a lot of musicians that did express like concerns and whatnot because like it's like
And
the
they're
whole
and they're
thing.
right. They are right. If you use it as like without responsibility,
Yeah,
yeah. Then and if you don't have any more respect for the form of art where you use it for, then that's not the right way, in my opinion. But
yeah.
if you use it to support yourself, why not?
Yeah, it's not just that, but the musicians, for their part, was mainly because if, let's say, for example, if their voice was used without their permission, right?
Yeah, okay,
Right,
that's
and
something else, right?
especially when AI, you could use AI, and you take someone like, let's say, for example, Taylor Swift, and you make her say like a bunch of really bad, inappropriate shit.
Can fuck up a whole career. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
sure.
without a doubt. I mean, there was even like something like I'm just trying to find it on my feed right now that I shared, and there was like somebody who ended up defrauding like music companies out of how many millions of dollars because of AI generated music, and he was sentenced to like how many years in prison because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh, yep, I found it right here. Here, it was from March, and it said the this person in particular had to plead guilty to defrauding music streaming services out of $8 million with AI generated songs. So AI could defraud anything too.
That's fucking crazy. I know, and I mean, people were
Yep.
doing stuff like this with like bots and all that to Spotify streams.
Mm-hmm.
Especially here in Germany, I know that from like hip hop artists, no one has ever heard of. It's they were coming out of nowhere. They were doing the most simplistic, most random music with like. I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe it has its corner somewhere in art, but with auto tune in the voice. The lyrics consisting of like 3 words or something, and they get like 1 billion streams on Spotify in 2 weeks. And of course, that spikes the algorithm, and it gets promoted and shown. And I
Yeah.
think that's not fair. And just because 2 or 3 nerds are sitting in their bedrooms having something programmed like a bot or or software or anything that listens to the song 100 times in a second. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I want to know it, but then I could promote my music better, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's just crazy. I mean, as long as you use it responsibly,
Yeah,
there's an old saying: with great power comes great responsibility.
that's 100% correct. And guess what? Revenge was written by really human beings. I was
Yep.
there. I was there. So I can always say, yeah, right. Um, I guess the video is something else, but I don't care if people watch it, have a good time, and listen to the song. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. There was like certain portions with it, like before I saw, because it did say that it was AI generated. I honestly thought that there was gonna be like some green screen stuff, and you guys would appear in it, for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
certain shots, to bring the more immersive experience.
I know. Yeah, yeah,
But it is what it is. You guys wanted to test it out because everyone was talking
right.
about AI, and I'll give you a pass on that.
Thanks so much, man. I'm glad.
Yeah. So obviously, I now also want to talk to you about the song that we played early on this podcast for the editing portion of it, and this is probably the one of the most emotional songs I heard, "Guilt."
Yeah, yeah, right.
And can you please explain to everyone here watching what the song's about?
Yeah, so basically, guilt is dealing with the experience that a veteran from any military organization has, any soldier or person who is involved in war actions or anything like this, and fighting other people, other human beings, and has to cope with PTSD after that. So that's mainly the basic thought of it is, you go to war, you come back, but you never return. So this is, I guess, the main message behind those lyrics in the song. And because we know people who has or have those or have had those problems, and it's not always, I guess, the death in the battlefield. It's sometimes a small, hidden and long lasting death at home after something like this. So that's our word on this. And we're totally anti-war or anything where human beings hit each other's head and try to kill each other or whatever. So everything should happen in peace and love. And you also have to have a close look on those who come back from something like this. Maybe they didn't want to take action in that, or they thought of completely something else. I don't know. It's a difficult topic, and that's our way to put a thought on this. So yeah, that's what it's about, I guess.
I will say this. I really felt the song personally because
Yeah,
my father served in the Navy for 5 years. I
yeah,
have his dog tags. I have his Navy P coat, which is another prized possession. I even have
yeah.
a banner that he got when he was in Singapore, and
Hmm.
I so there was somebody who I know who served in Iraq, and his PTSD was super bad, really bad
Yeah,
without a doubt, and it was because of it and the overwhelming guilt that he was feeling. He tragically took his own life, you
yeah.
know.
Okay, that's
And
right.
then there was another guy who I know. No, I know his son more than him. The
Mm.
guy was a Vietnam vet who fought in the jungles, and there was there was a night when I was with my friend, and we went over to his parents' place. The backyard was set up like he was literally still in the jungle.
Okay,
Like, you can leave war, but the battle can never leave you.
that's a message, man. Yeah, yeah. Right.
And I am from a family that is extremely anti-war. My family strongly opposed the Iraq War,
Yeah,
obviously, and even look at what's going on in Iran right now.
yeah. Right, right. It's
It's
all,
a
the thing is, as a band or as everyone who is involved, we all know it was always there. it will always be there. It is still everywhere. So everywhere where people have to do something with each other, they at a certain point of time they start to hate each other. That's human nature. So this will always be a problem, but you have to make the best of it. Like in your example, you know personally someone who has experienced this stuff, and I think it's only the right way to look even closer on those people and on their problems. And in Germany, it's something of discussion as of now that young people should be drafted again. So there's like should be a new law where every 18-year-old has to go to the military for like 2 years or something, or alternatively in some like say a retirement home or something where they have to do some work. Yeah, you can decide, but with the politics happening right now, I don't actually believe that. It's all like preparation for like taking part in Ukraine war, the Eastern Front or whatever.
Yep.
Like that's what's happening in Europe right now, right? So this government, German government, is preparing for this. And I was with my girlfriend. I was at a job expo. I don't know, is that the correct
expo or something, exposition
for jobs, right? So there were companies, they promoted themselves for to hire people, and there was the German military, and there were like 15 and 16-year-olds who were looking for a trainee job or whatever, and they say, "Oh, come here, like put this helmet on, take this backpack here. Do you want to hold this weapon? That's so cool." I thought, "Are you fucking crazy or what?" Yeah, so this is something that I totally hate, and I don't say it often, but that's something I really really hate. And war is always young people dying and old people talking, and this is not something that is to be taken lightly. And everyone who has to experience this is to be looked on closer. That's really really important.
It's insane. Like I know that there's like some occasions where at the schools here in Minnesota, there will be like recruiters that would come in, and they would not do anything like what you have just described. They would just be like, would you be interested or something like that. They would just give you like the information or whatnot, and then you decide from there. You know, like I personally did want to, you know, like enlist in the Navy. You know, but because of my mental disabilities, I was unqualified.
Yeah, okay.
There was a friend of mine who wanted to go into the Air Force, but there was one problem. He was colorblind, and he did not know until he did the exam that was required.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I know that problem, yeah. I had the same, actually. I can't differ between red and green. So my doctor told me, you can be everything but a pilot. So okay.
Yeah, but no, we don't need any pilots that are colorblind. That's for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, and especially like when you're in the Air Force, right, or anything that involves flying or aviation, like you would not be able to really do anything with that. So
fortunately not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really, really appreciate everything you said about the song. Like I said, it really, I really felt it. I really did. You know, there was even like a whole bunch of, there was even like some other songs that I've heard that are pretty anti-war as well. Like look at BYOB by System of a Down.
Nearly every song they put out is like anti-war or anti-government or whatever. Yeah? So they have their strong opinions.
Yep, without a doubt. There was one album that did come out in 2004, and I was like, looking back, that was exactly the album that we need at that time because of Iraq and the whole and the criticisms with George W. Bush, our president at the time. And that album was American Idiot by Green Day.
It was especially for this era, right?
Yep, and like I said, that was the album that we needed when we needed it.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a big.
Still believe that.
I'm not a huge Green Day fan myself. I don't like the music that much, but I guess the message exactly of this album is particular for this time, so fitting and so fitting. I guess that's the word.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially the music video that they did for Wake Me Up When September Ends, like man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, sure.
it's insane, you know, without a doubt. Alrighty, so we're now gonna shift gears and talk to you about your other band, This Room Is Alive. Now, what was it that made you want to start this other band?
They were around way before I joined it, so
okay.
I think they started out in like 2003 or 4 or something like this. So our bass player and guitar player, they know each other from school. They just turned 41 last month, so the band is really, or its former projects have gone a long way before that. And I joined in 2018. I had another band where I did vocals before that. But that didn't work out, and they were looking for a singer for years since then, and they were at a few shows from my other band, and also on the show where I after that I left the other band. There was happening some turmoils, and then I went to the bar at this evening. I was really pissed on everything that happened on the stage there.
Yeah.
And I said to the barkeeper, yeah, now give me some peppermint snaps. I'll make it 3. And the drummer from This Room Is Alive, Bassi, he came to the bar and he put his hand on my shoulder and said, I guess you're looking for a new band now, right? And I said, leave me the fuck alone and give me your phone number.
I'll give you a call when I'm in a good mood.
Right. And that's what I did. I went a little bit. I just returned from the heat, and then I gave them a call and I said, yeah, maybe I want to try out, and let's meet up and see what you got, and let's look if it's something that I want to do. And it clicked from the first band practice on, and that was summer 2018. I'm there for 8 years now, and since then, never changed, and especially except for the music style, I guess. So this has changed over time, or with my part in the band, it has changed a little bit. It was more metalcore before that, but I tried to bring more of my influences to the table. Not that I want to take anything from them, what they do artistically or whatever, but they also are also on the same page as me. They have like similar influences, and say, yeah, why not try it this way and have a different approach with different people and starting out in the band, and that's how it came to be.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's pretty cool. You know, like I've listened to some of the music there, like for what was on YouTube. I know there was the single that you sent to me, which, ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear a little bit of at the end of this podcast. And it does have like that certain different style from Neocracy. Like it felt like a shift change when it comes to the overall mood of the music and whatnot.
Yeah.
I obviously watched the music video for Drown, and not only did I love the music, but the video you guys did. It felt like that underground style from the 90s to early 2000s, you know, like that underground deathcore stuff, like especially with the black and white on it. It felt like it was a nice complimentary touch to it.
It's like, so Drown is special because that's all phone footage from all the time when we were playing somewhere, or when we had concerts, when we had parties at our practice space, and that's especially being released, I guess 2021 or 22 or 2020 even, I don't know. It was during COVID. COVID just started out, and this video had so much nostalgic kickback for us because we had all those videos on our phone. So like we were drinking here, we had fun there, we had a gig in this location, we were there, we had met those friends, and for like half a year or a year we didn't meet all those people. And I said to myself, man, if we do a video for this song, then why not do it with all the good memories we have? Because on that time, during that time, we didn't know what will be the future. Like, can we ever play on a stage again, or is this all online now? We did live stream concerts and stuff like this. So it's completely crazy. Yeah, so that's something that I thought was pretty clever for the time being, to keep the memories alive. And our close friends who appear in the video, or also even other people who saw it and reviewed it, were like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to see when all the clubs are closed and all the festivals are shut down. So that was our approach to it. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. I will say this though, like I looked at the titles for like some of these videos, and it said TRIA and the year on it, and honestly, I thought it was a music festival that you guys took part in for whatever reason, but I did just realize that it was just the initials for This Room Is Alive.
Yeah, right. There were some thoughts when I started out in the band about renaming the band just to the initials, but I said, man, you have such a cool band name. This Room Is Alive is for me. It's a really cool and special band name, and that's, I think it sticks to your head, right? So
Yeah.
You hear it and it has a ring to it. And I said, don't do it with the initials. Nobody will know what's up. So
Yeah,
keep the
nobody
name.
will know what the hell it means.
Right. And for such a small band to be mysterious, it's a little bit right. I don't know if it's necessary.
I mean, even then, like if you PS, there would be some people that would not understand what it means, but then some people would look at the name change and they would still call it like whatever the original name was. Like look at Machine Gun Kelly, for example. His new name is now just MGK. And there'll be some people that'll be like, what the fuck? I don't even know who this guy is, but we know that he's just still Machine Gun Kelly. And then there was Kanye West. He changed his name to just Ye, but we still call him Kanye West. And then obviously, like you will have some bands that are known more by their initials than the whole entire name. Like look at NWA, for example. And obviously, I cannot say the name. I cannot say the name. So, and I'm trying to think. And then there was even some bands that I know of that just have the initials and they don't mean anything. Like, it doesn't stand for this. They're just named like this. Like REM, for example. I don't think REM even stands for anything.
Don't they have a meaning for that?
I think so, but it could vary. You know, I could be wrong, you know, so.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then, okay, so next up I wanted to talk about was the live video for Madam Coma, and yeah, it did feel like another genuine, authentic video, you know?
Yeah. Also phone footage, and this was a live stream concert actually. We had some friends there. It was in the practice space of another band I was helping out at that time, and they said, okay, we have done this last year, we want to do it this year. Do you want to take part in this? And I said, for sure, yeah. I don't have nothing to do. It's COVID, so let's meet up and do something illegal, because we had 20 other people there who were also partying. And let's do a gig for those close friends, and just make it like a living room concert. That's basically it. And the sound quality is really fucked up, and also the video is I don't know if it was filmed with a potato or what, but it's not the best of the best, but it I guess it catches the vibe.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though, because you guys are already kind of breaking the rules. One guy that you could have invited, Boris Johnson.
I guess, yeah.
Because
Yeah, he's
I
not that
guarantee
far
you,
away.
there is one guy who did not. I guarantee you, there's not one person that violated COVID rules more than that guy did.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And besides, he would have had a fun time right there.
I guess, yeah. Because there was so much vodka on this evening. Everybody, it doesn't matter who, would have a great time on this occasion.
Yeah. Oh man. So I also watched the video that was taken from your guys' performance of Perception and Reality, and it did look like a big turnout, you know?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It kind of looked like you guys were on a stage or something like that, and then there was
Yeah.
like a small crowd that was there. It kind of looked like, you know, like at one of them live shows or whatever kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it is. So this is also from a live gig we had in Halle in our hometown, and so the club we played is really really cool. It's called Object 5, which translates to Object 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's our guitar player. He works there as a sound engineer, and so once a year he has the possibility to book a metal show. So usually we have the option to take part in that, and we usually ask some bands in our vicinity, like friends and other bands we practice together with in the same practice space, to take part in this, and usually a few people come around this. And for the live shows, I usually like to give it all. So Perception and Reality, the video for it is really really my live performance to the max. So I really felt that song in that on that evening. So
Yeah. Right, without a doubt, man. It did look like a really nice turnout. It looked like a nice setup, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So they have like a cool stage. They have cool lighting. It's always a good sound, and it's always fun to see all your friends. And even in this club, because it's a really well known club in this town, there are coming so many different people to it. That's you always find someone who comes to you after the show and says, "Hey, man, I never heard of you guys, but that's really really cool. Do you have something where you play next, or where's your next show? Where is your what is your catalog? Are you on Spotify? Do you have CDs or whatever?" Like, so that's always the case, and that's so cool to connect on this level.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, you know, like it's really amazing to see, like, when it comes to like some of these music venues, is like where you really see some of the really big talents come out. I mean, for example, here in Minnesota, we have First Avenue, you know?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's a huge venue that produced like some of the biggest musicians. Like they produced a Prince, they produced a Soul Asylum. I believe Semisonic was also another notable band that performed there as well. The First Avenue was like pretty much where they filmed Prince's film Purple Rain.
Oh,
And
that's crazy. Okay.
that's like our state anthem. It's our anthem here in Minnesota.
Cool. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, some places are just magic like that. So
Yeah.
it comes natural.
absolutely. So the next song that I wanted to talk to you about is Meta World, and obviously the music video. My sister is a diehard anime fan, and I would have to show her this because I think she would really, really appreciate this video.
Do it and send her my regards, right? So
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I thought so as you can see, it's AI too. So because I'm not an anime draw artist or whatever, so I don't know how that works at all,
Yeah.
or animation or whatsoever. But I thought this idea for the song was pretty clever. So with This Room Is Life, when I write lyrics for the songs, I usually have like I try to do it metaphorical, and there is a trifold way, I guess, how you can read those lyrics. So Meta World has like a personal message for me, which I don't share with anyone, and it has it has a message that is open to everyone, and then there is the third floor of it, let's say, where everyone has the possibility or the chance to read something only the person could read for them. So like the view I have for it, but for everyone else, it could be totally different. So yeah, that's I guess the main thing is also and that's why I think it was clever to use AI for the video. It's for me, it's the general topic is like AI and especially social media in general, the internet influencing people in a negative way, because as we talked about it earlier, it's not used responsible. So
Yeah.
this is the main message behind this, and I thought of like a cool anime story, and like I said, okay, there's like in the lyrics I say screenslaver, oppression disguise, like a wordplay on screensaver. I thought like Screenslaver is such a cool badass superhero name, but for the bad guy, I guess. And I thought of the Screenslaver bad guy, and us as a band, as anime characters fighting this guy, and the zombies he creates through all the social media stuff and like a cult following or whatever.
Yeah, I will say for the music video for Metal World, it feels more genuine when it comes to AI. Like for Revenge, it kind of felt like the AI was way too obvious to point out, but for Metal World, it actually did not feel AI at all. It felt like a straight up anime, you know?
And guess what? It's the same AI, and it's just 1 year later. So that's crazy. How much of a step this took in the possibilities it had. So that's something that I thought was pretty cool to see, and it has so many like views you can have on this. Either you like it or you don't, or you have a completely another opinion of it. That's fine. Everyone can see something different in the song or in the video or whatever. For me, the most important thing is listen to the music. If you like it, that's great. I'm loving this, and I want to do something that I can appreciate and stand behind 100%. So
yeah,
the song does it.
Absolutely, man. Like it's a really interesting story to say the least, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, and of course, when it comes to you guys, all of you out there wanting to make anything anime, obviously, it's like almost like a immediate choice right there, because you know it's anime. So,
right.
Alrighty, so I got two more questions that I'm gonna ask you, and then we'll conclude this podcast. So, the first one obviously would be looking back on all that you have done so far with your music. What do you believe right now is your proudest moment when it comes to both of your bands?
I guess the proudest moment for me is always to have kept on, to never have stopped making music, either with Neocracy or with This Room Is Alive or any other project that came and went during the way of my musical career, let's say. I have never stopped making music at all, and that's something I'm really, really proud of. I always like people that stay focused and do something from start to finish to the very last breath that you take on this earth. So that's something I will always do. It might not be that I always be the vocalist for a deathcore band up into my 80s or whatever. So I guess that's a pretty funny imagination, but I will always be doing music no matter what. And up until this point, I just turned 30 this year, so I'm doing this more than half of my life now, and that's something I'm really proud of.
That's
with
it.
every
That's
band and with every person I got to know in the way.
That's great, man. That's really great, man. And even then, like with you and your father, Volker, you know, like it feels like it's a real father-son bonding thing that you guys have in Neocracy, you know.
It is, definitely. We got to know each other on a completely different level than we knew before. That's something that paid to this account. So yeah, I'm also really proud of that.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And even then, you said, I don't know if I could make it to my 80s with a deathcore band. Look at
Yeah,
Judas Priest. They're all in their 80s and they're still
yeah,
going hard.
For sure, for sure. I think if you do it the right way, yeah, I don't know what happens. Let's see. Let's see what the future holds. But what I will always know is I will always be making the music I love, and it doesn't matter in which way. So yeah, just keep on doing it. That's my motto here.
Yep, absolutely, man. And the final question that I have for you is what would you want, or what do you want your impact and legacy to be music wise? And what is it that you're looking more forward to in the future with your music?
Okay, that's a difficult question for me, but let's say it this way. The impact I want to have with my music is that everyone who listens to it can draw his own inspiration from it, like not only in a musical way, but in a way that something is delivered to them. So if you're feeling sad, I want someone to listen to This Room Is a Live song and say, okay, so he wants to go party now. So he has the drive and the will to go to a metal show and to mosh and to have fun with people, drink a few beers or whatever. So this is what I want someone to draw from this music. If someone wants to think more about life and say, okay, what's this band Neocracy? Okay, they have lyrics that like focus on social topics and really different topics, difficult topics about everything that can happen to you in everyday life, because this is always something I want to achieve with the stuff I write on a instrumentation way and also on a lyric way, to make my life, my everyday life, and it's nothing special. I'm a regular guy, but I have my struggles. I have my good things, my bad things that happen to me in life. So I want everyone to relate on his personal level. So that's actually the impact of my music on people. I hope someone can draw from. And what was the last part of your question? Sorry,
what is it that you're looking forward to in the future for your music?
Yeah, all right. So that's something I could say is I always want to get better at what I'm doing. So I want to, in the future, I'm looking forward to see an improvement, and it doesn't matter in which way. I want to improve, for example, in let's say writing songs that have more of a grip, that are more glued together, that are more structured and well thought of, or thought out. And something else could be I want to make even better music videos. I want to take part in the technical aspect of it. So I want to learn in that vicinity. So for the future, it's improvement and learning. That's something I'm looking always forward to, and of course to get to know more people on the journey, such as you, such as people that help me on my way to to go forward and to improve. That's always the best thing in life, to get in contact with everyone.
Yeah, I will say this, man. I really felt that too, man. I really did. Everybody has their own way of how they want to do things, and you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of promise. Your music's good, man, and I say to you, man, keep it up.
Thank you so much, man. That really means a lot to me.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's podcast. Be sure to go check out Neocracy and This Room Is Alive's music, and be sure to check out all of their social media as well. The links to everything will be in the description below. And if you want to see more content from me here on the Roger Radio Show, subscribe today, hit the bell to be notified when I upload, and hit that thumbs up. And also be sure to follow me on all my social media as well. The links to everything will be in the description below. Tim, you got any final words you want to say?
Yeah, again, thank you so much for having me and let me spill out my thoughts about my music and the stuff I have done in the past and will do in the future. It was so nice talking to you, man. Yeah, many kudos to you. It's a great podcast. I love what you do and keep up doing what you do. I will make sure to keep following and stay in contact. I really like the stuff that you put out there, and also from me, a huge thank you to everyone who watches your podcast and supports you. And yeah, like, contact me, everyone. I'm free to be reached out to on social media. If you want to know anything, or if you want to talk about stuff that we have talked about today, or anything else, I don't care. It's always good to get in touch with each other. So many thanks for this opportunity and possibility, man. Stay cool, and yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Tim, for coming on. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, ta-ta for now!
Yes,